What's good, sports family? So we are back with another live. This one is going to be about the NBA trade deadline. So the reason why I'm doing, even though the NFL video just did, the reason why I'm doing this is because it's just a lot of stuff I have to go over, and the fact that I don't really have a lot of time to edit, and it's a lot to edit. So that's why later on I want to hire an editor to help me with all this stuff so I can put it nicely together, but this is just for now. But yeah, the NBA trade deadline was interesting yesterday. I had a lot of content out there. I know some of it might be a little bit oversaturated with your other YouTube followers that you follow, but I'm just trying to be up to date. I'm trying to keep up to everyone out there. You know what I mean? Um, but yeah, let's go over it right now. I had to set the banner up for. So we have a lot to talk about and a lot of interesting ones like Giannis and John Morant. So let's get into it. Um, People talking. Library, bro. So pretty much, um, gonna say, first one to talk about is the Cavs and Clippers. So as you guys know, James Harden went to the Cavs. The Clippers they received Darius Garland and a 2026 second round pick. So it's a very interesting swap because Harden he asked the Clippers like literally the day before, not even like 2 o'clock in the morning, 12 o'clock in the morning, I want to leave. And we still don't know why he wants to leave. We have no idea. But this is a consistent basis with Harden. He wants to he would what? He stayed in Houston for a little bit, but I think it was longer. Then he went to the 76ers, stayed there for a year or two, then the Nets a year or two. And I think the Nets was like the first domino I would say considered. And then he left, went to another team, and then another team. So it's like I just don't get why teams like want him. I get it; he's like one of the best players of our generation. But come on, man, this dude's really a diva. Like he, every 5 seconds he wants to like switch a team, and then you're ruining the team's like not only chemistry but also the fact that it's like like they have a plan in place. You're ruining their plan to try and win a championship. So Cleveland gets James Harden, which was definitely an upgrade compared to Garland. We're not sure how long Harden's going to be there for, so we just have to see. Um, so we'll just see how that goes. I mean, I like the move for Cleveland. Definitely need an upgrade. Um, it's just that they have to know what they're getting themselves into. You can't just like, oh yeah, let's get James Harden to stay long term. He might stay there just for a year or two and then leave. So I just hope they're ready for that. As for Darius Garland going to Clippers, uh, pretty much this is a pretty good move. I mean, I know a lot of people are not gonna like it, but he's still young. He's like 26 years old. Yes, injuries a little bit riddle his career, but the fact that you know Garland does bring a pretty good, not only playmaking but like other stuff. And the Clippers get a 2026 second round pick. So it's like James Harden 36, Garland 26. You have a 10-year difference. And on top of that, like, you know, the Clippers had to do it because everyone knows when James Harden asked, you do what James Harden wants. And they had to do it. But how this will affect the Cleveland Cavaliers, I think the Cavaliers would be even more scarier. Um, but the Clippers, it's a little bit of a not really rebuild, but more retooling. Um, uh, but yeah. Now as for the Mavericks and Wizards, it was a big deal, a big deal. The Washington Wizards received Anthony Davis, Jaden Hardy, and D'Angelo Russell and Dante Exum. The Mavericks they receive a lot. And if you don't know what a lot is, I'll tell you right now. Chris Middleton, AJ Johnson, uh, Michaela Branham, but he's not on the team anymore now. Wait, no, my bad, he is. But um, wait, are they on the team anymore? No, never mind. He's not on the team anymore. My apologies. He was traded later on that day yesterday for Tyus Jones. So But take Branham out of it is Marvin Bagley Jr., the third, 2026 first round pick, 2030 top 20 protected first round pick from Golden State, and a 2026 second round pick, and a 2027 second round pick, and a 2029 second round pick. A lot. But the reason why they did this is because the Wizards, well, Wizards first, they want to pair up with Trey Young. They were like, let's get Anthony Davis, see if we can get him healthy most of the season. You get a bunch of depth pieces and D'Angelo Russell, Dante Exum. It looks like Jaden Hardy might be like more like a backup role, like second stringer. Russell maybe starter, but it seems like more of a backup as well. And Exum is more like a if there's a blowout win or something or losing, put them in. Um, but mainly the reason why is Anthony Davis. He's injured right now, so we're not sure when he's gonna come back. We just have to wait and see. Now, as for the Mavericks, they're just into rebuilding right now. They're trying to rebuild. So, main person that was pretty much the centerpiece of it is Chris Middleton. They get a veteran guy who might not really well. I don't think he's gonna start for the Mavs, but more likely all these pieces, the players that you told you, more likely a second stringer bench role. I think Marvin Bagley might be a starter more likely, but who really knows how he's gonna be fit in? But it seems like Middleton or Bagley might be in a star lineup depending on how they want to shape their roster up. But it's I feel like they're more likely to have all of them as the bench players. But also the main thing, well, pretty much the main thing for the Mavs is the draft picks. They're trying to somewhat rebuild, but put players around Cooper Flag. We're not sure how long Kyrie's going to be in the league, so it looks like just Cooper Flag is the franchise guy now, not Anthony Davis. um, now, Timberwolves and Bulls. Oh, by the way, let me before we get to that, Wizards looks like they're trying to compete this. Well, I don't know if they're trying to compete this year. I feel like they might, but I feel like they're trying to purposely tank right now in order to get a really good high pick and then next year compete. But they look like a very good team. Trey Young, Anthony Davis, Alex Sarr, every other player that they're really good rookies or young guys coming up 20, 21, 22 year olds, Mavericks might be just tanking. I think they're just tanking. Um, but they're not going to be competitive this year. I highly doubt it. As for the Bulls and Timberwolves, oof, this one, the Bulls, they did a lot. They did a lot. I'll get to more of the Bulls. There's a lot of moves the Bulls did compared to other teams they did. But the Timberwolves, they received Ayo and Julian Phillips. The Chicago Bulls received uh, Rob Dillingham, Leonard Miller, and a 2026 second worst of Denver slash Golden State. 2027 second Cleveland, 2031 second best of Minnesota slash Golden State, and 2032 second best of Phoenix and Houston. Bulls trade for youth and picks. So the Bulls are just trying to rebuild. They're just trying to start over, and they're like, let's just get rid of AL. Let's get rid of the other guys, which I'll get into more of them. So the Bulls are just trying to rebuild, stock up as many young, guys that they can, see if they fit their roster for not only now but in the future. As for picks, all I'm going to say is that the Bulls should have gotten a couple of first round picks. No, they got a bunch of second round picks. 9 second round picks in the trade deadline. 9. You couldn't get one from Vucevic and Kobe White, maybe even Ale. What? You just get one, and they get like two second or something. But yeah, disappointing. But the Timberwolves, they're just trying to compete. They got Ayo because they were, stepping away from Giannis. So they're like, let's just get Ayo to help our lineup. Ayo might be starting, it sounds like. But it depends on Dante DiVincenzo still going to start or not. We have to wait too. It's more likely everyone's going to start playing either not today, but more likely tomorrow. So we have to see how everyone shapes up after this. Um, but now the Knicks and Pelicans, if you guys may or may not know, uh, the Knicks did get Dalen Terry beforehand, which I'll get into it. Wait, let me check actually. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Wait, actually, hold on. Well, yeah, I didn't put a whole lot of trades because a lot of these teams they like the Knicks have one of the Knicks had Dalen Terry, so like the Bulls and the Knicks traded before, um, which I think I'll go over that right now actually. So the Bulls got, uh, I made a video. You guys check it out. The Bulls got the Knicks backup power forward slash center. I mean, my bad. The Bulls, yeah, got Knicks former power forward slash center, and then the Knicks got Dalen Terry and that's it. I think it's a one for one swap, or one of the other got a pick. And then now the Knicks traded got Jose Alvarado for the Pelicans as the Knicks send Jalen Terry and a 2026 2027 second round pick and cash. So two picks, more like second rounders for sure. And the reason why these teams did it, well, you guys already know the Bulls did it because of rebuilding. But the Knicks, the reason why they got Jose Alvarado is because Miles McBride is out for a while. We're not sure to come back for the playoffs, but it's pretty seriously something about his something with his leg, some type of strain or something. He had to get like surgery or checked on it or something. So the Knicks are in need of help. And I think even if Miles McBride didn't get injured, they would have definitely gone after Jose Alvarado. But Jose Alvarado, I made a video on him too. From New York, he's from Brooklyn, I think. And he's Puerto Rican. I love his game, bro. Ever since he was with the Pelicans, even beforehand, I just love the dog in him. He reminded me of like a younger Marcus Smart, like an old school basketball. Like if you guys are from New York, you guys see the fact that like we're all like gritty. We're all about defense, toughness. And I like Jose Alvarado. I like this a lot. Yesterday I made the video. I was like, I like it, but just processing and seeing what he brings, I'm like, okay. Really good space in the floor. He's always going to the basket. He doesn't really shoot threes as much, but always go to the basket, which I like that for the Knicks. So the Knicks they get Jose Alvarado to help them be much more scary in the East. As for the Pelicans, they get Dalen Terry, a young, forward who still has to grow. They're still learning. He's in what second, third year in the league, not even. So the Pelicans are trying to like rebuild, sort of, but we're not sure how he's going to fit the roster. It's up in the air. And then they got two second round picks, Smart and Cash. Um, because I think the reason why they got Cash because Jose Alvarado has a little bit more money than Jalen Terry, so they want to balance the money part. Now, the Bucks, Bulls, and Suns three-team trade. Just know I did a lot of these on like YouTube Shorts and long form videos. If you guys haven't checked that out, go check it out. I'm more into detail about each of these trades. I'm just giving you like because it's a lot. So, like I said, Bucks, Bulls, and Suns three-team trade. The Milwaukee Bucks received Nigel Hayes Davis, and dang, the Suns received Cole Anthony and Martin Coffey, and the Bulls received Nick Richards. And I think another player, if I'm correct on that. If might be wrong. I think I'm wrong on that. But the Bulls are just trying to rebuild. Wait, Nick Richards. I thought Nick Richards went to the Bucks. Well, whatever. Uh, I think the Bucks and the Bulls one. I made a mistake on that one, but I know the Suns they got Cole Anthony and Amari Coffey. They wanted, I think these teams just wanted like it's just depth pieces. I'm not going to do more detail 'cause even if I tell you, oh, it's supposed to switch the Bulls and the Bucks or whatever, or whatever I made a mistake on it. It's just depth pieces. This one, nothing really important. I highly doubt they're going to use them as much. I think, yeah, I highly doubt it. Just gonna be like depth pieces, not major. Bulls maybe use their player to start, but yeah. Now as for the Jazz and Grizzlies, you guys already know it happened 2 days ago. Not even Jaren Jackson Jr. is out of Memphis, so the Jazz received Jaren Jackson Jr., Jock Landale, John Crocher, Vince Williams Jr., The Grizzlies received Kyle Anderson, George Niang, Taylor Hendrick, Walter Clayton Jr., and multiple first round picks. A big flaw for the Grizzlies getting back veteran and picks. So the Grizzlies were trying to rebuild. Like, hey, let's rebuild, let's rebuild, let's rebuild. The Jazz are trying to compete. They know the West is very stacked. They're like, let's just throw a bunch of players at them and a bunch of picks. We have a bunch of picks. So that's what they did. Um, the Jazz are getting Jaren Jackson Jr., who's a really good player. I know injuries kind of riddled him a little bit, but the fact that they needed a center badly, Wessler Wessler, whatever his name is, out for the rest of the season. That's their center. And the other centers are okay, but you need a big, and he's that guy. As for the other pieces, just a rookie or a veteran type of thing for the Jazz, just to bench stuff to fill in the roster. But the Jazz main thing was to get Jaren Jackson Jr. in this trade. And he had 3 years of control, so the Jazz are able to keep him another 3 years instead of free agency. As for the Grizzlies, the main thing was rebuilding. They got multiple first round picks. I think it was like 3 or 4, maybe 2, something like that. I'm not sure how many. I forgot. But they got main thing was picks rebuilding, and then the second main thing was Walton Clayton Jr. He's a rookie. I feel bad for him. You're a rookie. You thought to stay in Utah, and then you go to Memphis. Man, I would be annoyed. But Walton Clayton Jr. is the main one. Tyler Hendrick is still young. George Niang, Kyle Anderson, just veterans. They want to like have mentor the young players in Memphis. Um, but yeah, I would say it's a pretty good trade for both sides. I mean, to get multiple first round picks for Jaren Jackson Jr. is impressive. Because some teams they don't even get a first round pick, or they get one and that's it. I'm like, bro, what? You're way better than Jaren Jackson Jr. But Jaren Jackson Jr. does play a little bit longer. Um, as for although people left pretty fast, they must be talking too loud. Um, as for trying to think. As for other trades, well, okay, we're almost done. Raptors, Nets, and Clippers. Raptors acquire Chris Paul. Nets get Achi Ajabi and a pick. He's a Raptors player, by the way. Clippers get a right of this overseas player. I don't know how that works, but pretty much Clippers get salary cap relief. Nets get a player and a pick, and the Raptors get Chris Paul. But if you guys may or may not know, the Raptors are not keeping Chris Paul. They waived him. They were trying to trade him, but they ended up waiving him. I'm not sure what's the deal with Chris Paul. I keep hearing that he's going to retire now. I don't know. But I feel bad for Chris Paul. He got blackballed by the NBA, just like Carmelo Anthony. Come on. Even Dwight Howard, too, I think, as well. Bro, what? Chris Paul deserves a farewell tour, honestly. Next one, the Nets. You get a player that the Nets are trying to rebuild, so they get a pretty good player from the Raptors and a pick. We're not sure how his role will be with the Nets. That's it, Knicks. With the Nets, he might start, but I don't know. I don't know how the Nets roster is. They're just very weird. The Nets, I don't follow them, and the Clippers are just trying to get rid of the salary cap. Um, as for the I forgot other trades too. Oh, I forgot the other trades too. I remember though. Warriors, Hawks, and Raptors. Warriors acquire Kristaps Porzingis. Hawks get Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield, and Raptors received Terrence Jackson Davis, um, which I think Terrence Jackson. Yeah, I think I'm right. Wait, why this? No, my mistake. I know Terrence Jackson Davis. Yeah, but I think the Warriors made a trade separately with the Raptors. My apologies. Wasn't 3-team trade, but it was separate. So the Warriors and Raptors traded just by the Warriors salary relief, and the Raptors get Terrence Jackson Davis just by desk pieces. As for the Hawks, they get Jonathan Kuminga and Buddy Hield because of Kristaps Porzingis. They don't want to deal with him anymore. So they traded him to Golden State, which they need a big. And Jonathan Kuminga didn't want to stay in Golden State. There was all this issue. So He goes to Atlanta with Bunny Heels. I think it's a really good move for the Hawks. It may not sound the flashiest, but you get a young player at 23 years old. Jonathan Kuminga definitely had some good upside. Buddy Hield, a really good 3-point shooter, definitely be on the bench with the other player that they got in Washington. Really good. Chris Dad, Warriors, what are you doing? And the Warriors did kind of like made a really silly move to pivot to Chris Dad's Porzingis. I get it. You didn't want to give up so much for Giannis, but Chris Dad's Porzingis, bro, barely doesn't even stay healthy. It doesn't make any sense, bro. I would not have done that. Hornets and other smaller swaps. Hornets acquired Kobe White and Mike Conley Jr., which Mike Conley ended up being waived, if I'm correct on that, by the team. The Bulls received Colin Sexton and Dang and picks. So the Bulls trying to rebuild. They got rid of Kobe White. This is a big move for the Hornets. They needed Kobe White. I'm not sure how Kobe White fits their roster, either start or six man. I feel like he might be a 6-man role, but I don't know. He's too good. And you did put him a starter, I feel like. But the Bulls, again, trying to rebuild. They got a bunch of 9 first-round picks. DeAndre Hunter went to the Kings, as many of you guys already know. Let's go over that. As well as Jared McCain went to the Thunder. From the 76ers got some draft picks. And then Vucevic got traded to the Celtics as the Celtics sent Simon to the Bulls. What else? I'm trying to remember. There's some other smaller trades, but wasn't as big. I'm trying to think. I had a couple on top of my head. I just totally forgot. Miami didn't make any move at all. They were supposed to get Giannis. They were supposed to get Ja. They do nothing once again, which I don't know why. What else? I'm trying to think. The Kings, they only did DeAndre Hunter. People thought they were going to trade away Sabonis, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, but your record 12 wins, bro. Doesn't make any sense. Rebuild. What else? Lakers got Luke Kennard. Due to Gabe Vincent not really helping, so they need a 3-point sniper in Luke Kennard for sure. He's one of the best, I think, in NBA history when it comes to threes now. What else? Trying to think top of my head. The Suns only made a small little move. James Harden wanted to go to Houston, but Houston didn't want to get James Harden. Mavericks made that trade. Spurs didn't really make a trade. No, they didn't make none, I don't think. Maybe they did. No, I don't think they made it. Oh, now I remember. The Pacers traded for Zubac from the Clippers. The Clippers get the Pacers get Zubac and I think a pick. No, Zubac and a player, if I'm correct on that. Which nobody really cared who the other player was. The Clippers get Benedict Mathurin, power forward from the Pacers, Isaiah something, I think his name is. I might be wrong on that. And then the Clippers get a protected first-round pick, a unprotected first-round pick, and a second-round pick. That was wild. That was wild. The reason why they did this because James Harden really ruined it. If James Harden didn't ask for a trade out, the Clippers maybe would have made one small trade. That's it. One small trade. Honestly, I think it would have been less of a trade deadline do over. I mean, not do over. Talking about because of that. Yeah, I think the fact that the Pacers did this is kind of like they needed to, but in a way, it's like you could have waited free agency or drafted a center. The reason why they did though, because their centers right now, they don't trust them, they don't feel confident in them, and they're like, let's just get a reliable center. And that's when they went after Zubac, which low key, I mean, kind of a good move to thinking about it now. I know yesterday I was kind of like, about it, but if you think about it, Zubac is still young, and he doesn't really get injured like that. Benedict Mathurin gets injured quite often, but now you need that guard role to be filled, which they had that rookie. What else? Clippers like to kind of like retooling, but kind of try and be competitive still with Kawhi and company. Pacers trying to be competitive, I guess, now because of that trade. And other than that, I can't really think of any other trades that happened. Yeah, but Giannis stayed in Milwaukee. He was hyped to stay. Drama, bro. And then John Morant, the Grizzlies couldn't trade him because nobody was willing to give them a lot. Like, no, nobody's gonna give you that many for Ja. Ja, number one, barely played. Number two, there's drama, it's immature. And number three is like, why do you want to deal with that headache, and give up so much? So the Grizzlies should have traded him when he did. I would have. As soon as I saw that incident with I'm not gonna say it, but on live social media, I would have traded him. Or even before that, if I just read him and how he is as a person, how immature he is. Because I've seen and I've met like professional athletes who are not this much immature. Like, no, John Morant is a different type of immature. You see his dad, like no shit on his dad though, but like even his dad is like immature. You can see him. He walks in. He like dresses like he's like teenager or whatever. I was like, bro, yeah, it's like you're famous, bro. Your son's like, no, but yeah, teams don't want to deal with him. I feel bad for the Grizzlies fans, man. Yeah, deal with all that stuff. But John is very. I want John to do good. I really want him to do good, but he needs to grow up, bro. Because even a lot of analysts say in another 2 years, if John doesn't get his act together and he does not become the player that we saw him for, he's gonna be out of the league. I think so because come on, nobody wants him. But hey, man, we just wait and see what happens next. I'm rooting for him. I just hope he grows up. Um, Giannis is down. Like Giannis might be trading in the off season. If I'm the Bucks, I'm gonna trade him in the off season. Honestly, you can't just keep him. Doesn't want. Uh, if you don't trade him and get nothing out of him when he does leave free agency, bro, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't. But yeah, guys, this is very interesting. I'm gonna give you my best and my worst before we wrap this up. The best trade I like, not a lot of good trades. Some of them are like, oh, um, not that one. Man, I mean, there's a lot of trades here, but it's small ones too. Okay, I'm gonna say this. I'm not sure the best and the worst trade. It's a little bit too much. I'm gonna say the winners and losers in trade. So I'm gonna tell you the winners of the team and the loser. The losers, the Bulls. I'm sorry. You can say the Clippers in a way, but the Bulls. Come on, you threw away three young pieces for 9 second-round picks, and you get a bunch of guards on your team. What? Like what, bro? The winners, I would say, um, could lean towards the Mavericks. Okay. So I want to go based on how many a team got, like how much stuff he got, but like Grizzlies, nah. I guess you can say I'll do a tie. It's a little tricky. The Mavs and the Cavaliers. Yeah, I wouldn't say Clippers because I'm a little bit iffy on them, but the Mavs and the Cavaliers. The Mavs they get a bunch of picks, bunch of young players trying to somewhat rebuild, and the Cavs they get James Harden for literally nothing. Um, but yeah, guys, that is the live. Let me know in the comments who won this trade, who lost these trades, and also what you think about all this, how your team do, and I'll see you guys in the next. Well, if I do go live again, but next video. Peace.